Who's ready for the best damn podcast of their life? Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony, but I'm not alone tonight. I have the Hoosier Wrexham fan. Yes, there he is. There is Aaron's popping it. It's Tuesday. He said he's tired today, but he's going to bring it. He said he's going to bring it, right?
Bringing the heat.
Yeah, you got to bring the heat.
I'm not sure what about yet, but I'll bring the heat.
You got to bring that heat. By the way, you can't have me go out and say who's ready for the best damn podcast of life and not bring the heat, right? We should.
Right. Yeah, you do have to bring the heat.
Yeah. Happy Tuesday, my friend. By the way, you're in the chat already. You're chatting it up.
Yeah, they're talking because I like to throw in every time that I'm the 117th person in there.
You are
actually 117 for those why the reason why I always put 117 in there is because that's my demolition derby number. That's the number I put on my cars when I run demolition derbies. So I just always throw that in there.
If you didn't know, Aaron is a demolition derby. He is the stroker ace. Look that one up of the local pundit community. You know what that is. Anyways,
I do. I know what it is.
You know what it is. Yes, you know what it is.
I don't know that I'm that good, but
I would say that, and then go watch used cars. Put those two together, and you have like the Scissor Sisters right there. It's such a good.
Okay, here's a rare one for you.
Go on.
Have you ever seen them? Crap, is it called? Something USA. It's got Patrick Swayze in it.
Swayze.
And it's got C. Thomas Howell.
Somebody will know in about 30 seconds.
It's something USA, but Patrick Swayze drives demolition derby cars.
Okay.
In this movie. And it's got what's her name that was in all the Halloween movies.
Hold on.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. I can't think of her name.
I'm not going to look it up on purpose. I'm going to let the chat get to it. How's that?
I can't think of her name. But yeah, it's I can't remember the name of it. Something USA. It's like I don't know. Some sort of town name. Something USA.
Anywhere USA. Do that. Yeah. Used cars, all the good ones right there. Talking content. There you go. Anyways. It's Tuesday. Thumbnail is thumbnailing right now. Will Sam Dalby have the last laugh? And he's like, all that. And there's a reason why. We're going to bring it up. And Paul Mullin is there. Will Sam Dalby's decision F Paul Mullin out of maybe possibly leaving Wrexham and not having a club? That's what we're going to initially talk about tonight. And yes, all speculation. But you know what? It's June 3rd. And who gives a monkeys? We're going to do that. I love it. Anyways, Aaron. By the Grandville, there you go.
Yes, it is Grandview USA. Jamie Lee Curtis is who I was talking about. Yep. She is in it. Yes.
Yep. There we go. I have to check that one out.
Got it. Yeah. Grandview USA. Great movie. At least I love it because they do derby cars.
Also, Best of Times is a good movie too. Just throwing that one out there too. I don't know if anyone's watched that. Marie from SoCal might have seen that too. But I'm going to do this again because it is a slow summer and we want to have inclusion of people having their own say and throwing the show off. We're not, we shoot the rehearsal. So what? We're gonna go and just put it out there. The link is in the chat. Get into the chat. Come on and have your say. Bother Aaron. Keep him up all night. And let's do this. Let's get to this article real quick before we dive into the other stuff. We're going to talk about the TST as well. And Parkinson, I was almost going to be lean on Parkinson for the championship, but I thought that was too we want to get clickbait, clickbait issue. So,
to be fair, this one's pretty, what you want with, it's pretty clickbaity, but
it's pretty clickbaity, right? I mean, it's like a double click. You know what I'm saying?
It's pretty clickbaity.
It's very 6 to midnight. It's very,
I like it. I love it. I love it.
So, okay. So the storyline is here, and we're going storylines because, we love WWE and WAF. Wrexham teammate may be about to decide Paul Mullin's future for him after the latest update. Here we go. What's going on, Nikki D? So, as a transfer merry-go-round goes, I don't know why he has a picture. Please ignore this stuff. But Parkinson obviously has Paul Mullin on his roster still. He still has another year on it, right? But Dalby did not sign his contract, all right? So, Sam Dalby could impact Paul Mullin's future. Now, I think this is a good storyline. If I'm in there in the room when I'm doing the writer's room, this is a good storyline. I'm just going to say. He could affect because Paul Mullin was being looked at by Wigan. And now, guess what? Guess who's looking at Sam Dalby? It's Wigan. So I'm going to bring this down because that looks ugly on screen. So now he didn't sign his contract, Sam Dalby, okay, because he did well up north. Is there a version where if Mullin could have gone to Wigan, Sam Dalby's the player they want because he's younger, He's in form and not coming off an injury. Is there a storyline here that this could actually fuck up him actually leaving the club if he wants to?
Here's my take on it.
Hot take.
So we know Mullin's on a pretty high wage. Okay.
Got it.
So of the two,
mm-hmm.
it's a good possibility you could get Sam Dalby cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does Sam Dalby have the scoring record that Mullin does? No. So, but if he's a cheaper option and it works for them, which is exactly what Steve Barton's saying here, maybe they go with him because it's a cheaper option, and that's. Yeah, I think it'd be. Yeah, I think to be fair, I don't think it's because of Dalby he doesn't get his move. I think it's just Dalby just happens to be another option that's cheaper. It's really because his wages is why he doesn't get the move if he doesn't.
So if you're just going 1-for-1, Dalby over Mullin, who are you going?
I mean, to be fair, well, I mean, I think if it just depends. We got probably more upside with Dalby.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Paul's been injured the last couple seasons.
Mm-hmm.
He's missed big chunks of the season. Hasn't had a preseason for a couple seasons. So Dalby's younger. He's got upside. Just come off a really good season up in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Does that translate down here? Maybe it don't.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that one's kind of a. I don't know. I don't know which, if I was them. It just depends on their financial situation. If they've.
Well, Wigan's not a small. Wigan's not a small club.
No, but I don't think they've got the money that they used to.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't think they've got money like they used to. So I mean, because they made. I mean, it was that was one of the things came out with the Mullin story was wages were an issue with him going there.
Mm-hmm.
And so they decided it's just too much and they can't do it. And maybe we weren't willing. Maybe they wanted us to cover part of it.
Yeah.
To help get the move across, and we just wouldn't do it. You know what I mean?
What do you think his wages were on? By the way, Steve Barton, come on in and say what's up. What do you think his wages are? $15K?
Nah. I mean, well, here's the thing. We just got promoted again. I'm sure he's got some sort of promotion wage
bonus
percentage raise. You know, a lot of times they'll have a raise in there. So if you go up, it goes up 15, 20, 30% maybe. I mean, it just depends. Every contract's different, but I'm sure he's got some sort of increase in there.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever, I think the rumors were he was on somewhere around 10, maybe a little under, maybe right at 10. I'm not sure.
That's a lot of money for someone who's not playing. That's a loyalty. And I'm not. We're not. By the way, no judgment on anything. We're just having a conversation here. So don't come at us.
Yeah.
You're at us. I'll at you back.
And here's the thing: I can't see Wigan having anybody on 10. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't see him. I don't think they have anybody in their team that's on that much. Mm-hmm. So if he's got that, and then his contract, he got a raise because he went up to, so now he's on 12 or what? You know what I mean? 13, something like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing numbers out. This is all guesses.
I mean, but this could be like Dalby's. Dalby took that risk not signing that contract. I mean, that's honestly he had 2 big cojones not doing that. And could he have that last laugh by getting a spot for him? We coming back to England. I think it's very interesting. And I'll say this too: if it's not Wigan, then you got to think about a Palmer as well, because I think we're going to offload one of them. What say you? Matt,
I could see him. I could see them both going. I wouldn't be surprised if they both go.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Matty Hings is in the background. You can put your camera on, bruv. That's a handsome fucking jawline. Don't let us down. I want to see that. I want to see it. Well, I'm going to do it anyways. Should I bring him in? Do you want to bring him in?
Yeah, bring him in.
I'm going to bring him in. We don't see it. Hey, we need the jawline, bruv. Oh, man.
All right, no, hold on, brother. I'll give you a minute. Like, I didn't even dress up for this.
But... get in makeup and then give me the heads up back. You're going to get...
Yeah.
Well, no. The one thing I want to come in immediately. I'll go to makeup after this. But I know a lot of people have opinions. I've been chatting with people on Discord today, and a lot of people in chat that have not had the balls to come in and just speak vocally right now. I think they should.
Ooh, I like it. Go on, Matt. Matt Hings just went. Matt Wings, you went 6 at midnight, right back.
But now I had to go get dressed and everything. Like, do you want to see me right now? I'm like, I got a hoodie on and everything. And it's like, but I'm just sitting down, relaxed. It's my last day off on a weekend.
Let's do it. As long as you're dressed. There we go. Done.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey.
You're a handsome dude.
No, I just put on a hood. I'm like, I didn't do my hair or anything. I'm just like,
That's okay. Right. You think Aaron did his hair?
No, I grew up my beard all weekend, and
Nice.
Matt in the chat coming in hot. What say you, my friend? What about this? You have any thoughts on this? Dalby could be effing and getting effing over Mullin for the last laugh stuff. What do you got?
I messaged Aaron earlier about this, and even Patty as well. Something we do need to talk about is, unfortunately, who are we going to drop?
No.
We're going to pay off. Who are we going to pay off is what you're saying.
Exactly. But, I mean, we have so many I'm taking the dark side right here.
Go on, you're the
we
Jedi.
Are looking at everything that we want to do right now, and it's great.
Okay.
But we need to make space.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the Mullin thing comes up, that brings up the point of we do have to get rid of Mullin. We do. Palmer is looking. MLS is probably going to take him for sure. Like, look at, he's doing American tours. Who wouldn't in the MLS buy him?
I don't think he's athletic. Yeah, I'm making myself. I don't think.
I'll tell you what. From what I've seen, I think he'd be just fine. I think he'd fit right in.
Really?
Yeah, the MLS is shit.
Oh, yeah. I've been watching it too. Aaron, me, and you have been. I'm at Vancouver, so I'm like, I've been following. Whitecaps got crushed by Cruz Azul in the contest. It was a joke. I was like, oh, come on, man. But they might take MLS this year. They're still good. It's just like, it's so like you have your stars and then suddenly you have, it's like National League with 2 championship players.
Yes.
And so
that's
it's just
exactly what it is. It's so really, you got a bunch of really bad players and then you just sprinkle in a couple really good. You sprinkle in a Messi and it's like, he doesn't
the
fit.
EFL has been around for how many, like 100 years and everything. MLS is catching up. They're only 20 years in. So it's like, eventually, beyond our lifetime, they will compete.
What they need to do is get rid of franchising. They need to get rid of the players that are like, I'm going to give you $90,000 a week and you make $4,000 a week. And they need to just let it go and just let them have an actual league. Mary, what's going on? Hey, Josh and Aaron and Matt Hings, congrats on growing the channel. We've done a great job, a great community. Thank you all very much. Show fighter for the summer transfer window. We are all in, balls deep. Let's go. And what up, bros? How you doing? Welsh Techie, we dropped the link. Come in and have your say. As long as you have a hoodie on, you can come in. There you go. And Steve Parkinson.
And a bow tie. Hoodie and a bow tie.
I'm going to jump out and go shower and dress up. I'll be in a suit.
Okay. I honestly, we'll be on for an hour. If you can come back in a suit, come on now. Let's do it. But you look handsome as shit.
He's still mad about the Seth MacFarlane joke I made the other day.
You did get him with that. He wasn't happy. He's not big on Seth MacFarlane.
I mean,
it was the hair.
I saw it as soon as you said it. I was like, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. And you have he has a very nice smile too. So I was only compliments.
Yeah. Okay. He's not near as funny though. Not near as funny.
You don't know me. You don't know
exactly. I mean, don't judge him that fast.
Yeah. By the way, he's in the hot tub. What a
all right. Wow. If we don't get Welsh Techie on his phone in the hot tub, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah.
Come on, Techie. Get in here.
Okay, well,
I need hot tub Techie.
Hot tub tech machine. There you go. A friend of mine actually produced that movie. It's a great movie. Shout out to Kale. Marie from SoCal. Palmer would thrive in MLS. Okay, owners would love him, and Palmer would draw the Wrexham fans, and that's true. There you go.
100%. I think Palmer would do so amazing in MLS. I'm like, he's got that. He was walking around New York and everything. Like, I think he's already embraced it. So I think he's shopping for teams. I think he wants to go. Like he has that Hollywood thing. He's friends with Ryan and Rob and everyone else. Mm-hmm. And he likes that vibe. I think he'll actually thrive in it too.
If you were going to drop one between Palmer and Mullin, and I'll just put Dalby in there because Dalby's the heel at this point, right? Can we call him the heel? Is that right? Dalby's the heel?
Yep.
I mean, maybe.
No.
I don't know.
Aaron, you want to clarify that?
Yeah, I mean, he's not doing nothing wrong. I mean, he's just.
No,
Hold on, Matt. Keep going. We're doing it. I'm doing it. Shoot the rehearsal.
Yes. I can't see, but yes.
That's probably good.
You
Are
can't
you on
see.
Lake Como right now?
You can't see anything because it's pitch black out here.
It is.
But
We see the idea of you. I love it. This is why I love this show. I love this fucking community.
do you know what's hilarious? The air temperature is about 10 degrees, but the hot tub is 41 degrees.
There you
So
go.
it's like super hot. She's got
Yeah.
Oh man, make sure you. Yeah, I love it. I'm glad it's dark. Sorry, Matt was finishing up.
Sorry, Matt.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
No. I got distracted. Now I'm like lost train of thought. I'm just wearing. I just hear like, oh, he's tranquilly putting me to sleep.
Yeah,
Just trying to figure out what he's doing in the water to make those noises.
he's waiting. He's waiting his. He's waiting in the water. Yeah.
I'm just washing me bits, boys. You know what
Yeah,
it is.
watching this.
Well, Shecky, can we talk about the heel that could be Sam Dalby here? Is this on or is this bullshit?
No, it's a nothing story. It's a nothing story. The guy is Wrexham history, and that's it. You know, you just he
Who,
had his
Palmer Mullin or Dalby. Sorry.
I'm back on it. But no, you go first there. But
No,
Dalby,
I'm saying the Wrexham history. I want to clarify. Who's that? Who's the history?
Oh, Dalby's a history. Dalby's
Oh,
history.
okay. Got it.
Dalby's a history. He had his chance because he was offered a contract in January. He had his chance and he decided not to take it. So that to me says that he never had any intention of coming back to Wrexham, possibly because of the way he was treated, possibly because he had, he's been at Dundee United. He's had his head turned. That's quite a big club in the Scottish Football Association. So who can blame him? But no, he's gone. He's history. He's history.
I agree on that point. I thought he might have been a bit bitter because he didn't get play time, and they offer him a contract again. It's like, oh, but you're not going to play me. And like, well, they saw a future for him, and he's just like, oh, well, these people are playing me. I'm like, youth, right? Like we all make bad decisions when we're young too. It's we're
still making bad decisions.
Well, not bad decisions, learning. That's all it is. Yeah.
Wow. By the way, that's a good therapy session moment right there. He's like, not a bad decision. You're just learning. I love it. Well done.
Like, well, we make decisions that it comes in. It's like when you look back, I'm like, it seemed like a useful decision. And like, he could have bitterness because I remember back when I was 21, 22, where I'm like, well, it seemed you're an asshole, and I'm going to make that decision based on that. I'm like, oh, that wasn't educational when I look back.
Wayne is leaving. He saw Techie in the tub, and he's leaving. Wayne, come on, man, hang out, come say hi. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Techie, we can finally see you. Oh, look at you floating.
Look at that handsome dude. I'm so pissed off we didn't get to meet in person, my friend.
Hey, what time is it for you, Techie?
It's 20 past 11 at night.
Okay. So what prompted you to go in there naked into the? If you are, I'm sure you have clothes on. I'm joking, obviously.
No chance he's got clothes on. He's butt naked, guaranteed.
No, I don't do clothes in the hot tub. You don't do that.
Yeah.
It's a waste. It's a waste of washing, isn't it? Huh? Let's be honest.
So what's on your mind?
By the way, I massively enjoyed your programs last week on all your picks, which is absolutely brilliant. It just amazes me as being a Wrexham fan as long as I have, that all these incredible names are now floating to the surface and being associated with Wrexham. I mean, Ben Davies is a prime example. He is the captain of my country, right? He plays in that centre-back role, and I totally agree. If we could sign him, he would be incredible. But that would be a major, major statement by the club. That is not a consolidation signing. That is we're going for the Premiership signing. And that when they're talking about that level, for me, that's the kind of thing where I really, my head. I mean, there's been a lot of things which has made my brain go bang over the last 4 years, but that absolutely for me is one of the toppers. The same as any of the Welsh national side that's been mentioned: Ben Davies, Kiefer Moore, Rabbi Matonda. These players who I'm going to go on Friday We've got a match on Friday against Liechtenstein at Cardiff. They'll be playing.
Motando's a good player, really good player.
They'll be playing on Friday. They'll be on the pitch on Friday. So the fact that any of those guys potentially could be signed by Wrexham is astonishing. Astonishing. And if we do make signings of that caliber, and certainly of the likes of, totally agree with picks like, Davis, Keeler, Dunn. I think he'd be a great signing. I think it'd be a great signing. I think he would fit really, really well. And I think it was an interesting debate that a number of you have had over: do we make one signature signing and splurge all our money, or do we get a spine together of strong players?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Out.
What do you
to then build out from there?
I think it's one signature.
I agree with the spine.
I think it should be a spine, because you can't if you just blow it on one player. What happens if that player gets injured? You need to build, and also there's the youth aspect. Parky's been looking at a couple of under 19s and under 21s recently. Absolutely, we should be putting in some money for those as well, because we shouldn't be looking at even the next 3 or 4 years. We should be looking at the next 10 years. If we are going to make that push for Premiership, which is going to happen, I'm now more convinced than ever it's going to happen in the next 5 years.
Well, remember we were on your show. We did the show, you, me, and I said, the next 3 or 4 years, I think that there's something to that. By the way, before we do that, Ken's going to come in a second here. Welsh Techie, where's the fucking bow tie? You Chippendale? Are you a Chippendale? Yes. Yeah.
I don't wear anything in the hot tub, so there's no bow tie. There's no bow tie.
I love it.
I can get where's the thing that holds the chlorine? Hang on a second.
Well,
there you go. If I put that on like that. That looks like a bow tie, doesn't it?
It does like a bow tie. Matthew, I mean, to his point, you'd go spine. I mean, Aaron and Patty put out some good people out there.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Ken had some good ones. Ken had
like one. It was all on Cosby people.
I'll tell you what, of all the players we did, he did one that is now all of a sudden like my favorite. I want him. Fujimoto.
Yeah.
If you guys need to watch videos of
I watched him last night too, and I'm like, we need to definitely dabble in the Asian market a bit.
Yeah.
But we get to watch them next week in the FIFA Cup too, because some of them are out there. But it's like you can still watch, and I watched all that. Japanese players, they have some creativity that is like when you watch them, like holy crap, they're playing faster in their mind than they are on the field. Like they are accurate. They're drilled in. It's almost like German football when it comes to that too, right? Like where they're past, but they're focused on just getting everything to a point is strategic.
Yeah. By the way, thank you, Steve Barton, for that $10 super chat. Absolute legend of the chat. Thank you. And I like the 24-year-old McKinnon in Viner. I don't know who that is. Probably a German guy you talked to.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Ken, you come in wherever you want, whenever you're ready. I don't know what you're doing back there. You're just like lingering, like a hot schoolgirl.
He means Viper.
Yeah.
Oh, Viper. Yeah, Viper. What's going on, man? Good to have all in. Good morning, Ken. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm not going to say I'm much better now. It's great to see Welsh Techie.
Yeah.
I'm starstruck right now. I've never met Ken, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. This is my first interaction with Ken. How are you?
Okay, hold on.
Cheers, mate.
How are you, buddy?
Oh my God, we're doing a hug right now.
This is it.
Oh, all right.
Bro times. Great to see you on the show.
Yeah, well, love to see you too, man.
Can't have them all to yourself.
John Merrill wait, wrong one.
Wait, this one? There you go.
This one. There you go. Didn't realize we tapped into Welsh Techie's OnlyFans.
$9.99 a month, and if you send me $20, he'll throw you a special link in a special DM.
Yeah.
Just start getting those dollar bills out, boys. Just start checking them out, and I'll start sticking them in the thong when you're ready.
Yeah. No, Ken, you're coming in late. Do you think the Dalby story has any legs about effing Mulls or Palmer? For their.
No, I don't think so. Did you see there was a poster from Mulls the other day on holidays at some resort playing golf and chilling out. But Palmer, like John Merrill said it earlier in the chat, Palmer, Mullin, Dalby, if they're not gone by the start of the season, they'll be gone sometime this season, in my opinion.
Who goes
Tough
first?
to say.
Who goes first? Who goes
Oh,
first?
I sort of think Mullin, but only because a club will want him and they'll do a deal.
What's he on, Techie, you think? A week?
Who, Mulls?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got to be on probably three or four grand a week probably, I reckon.
Mullin? That's it?
Because don't forget, he signed a new contract, didn't he, 2 years ago? So it won't be anything amazingly incredible because at that point we're only in League Two. And for League Two, that's a lot of cash. But obviously he was scoring goals then. I don't think it's going to be as big as you think it is.
See, I heard every rumor I've heard has been at least. I don't think I've heard anything less than 7.
Well, if that's the case, then there is no way he's leaving.
Yeah.
Because why? I mean, the only thing is, him and Palmer said it as well. They will try and fight for their shirt.
Right.
My fear is.
Well,
Parky's already
played the game right there. Palmer played the public game really well. He did. Yeah.
I feel on that point. I think Parky is going to let Palmer and Mullin still fight, especially during preseason, to not only prove themselves but also give better selling value. So he's going to showcase them.
Matt says he's on 9. Came in at 5. Huh.
Yeah. I knew 5.
That's big. That is big money for even for a League Two player who's scoring a lot of goals. That's big money.
Yeah.
That's big money.
Yeah. Carol says he thinks the Wrexham article is complete nonsense. Okay. I agree with him. And their entire staff should be.
If Wrexham Insider told me my name, I'd still go and check my birth certificate. So it doesn't mean anything at all.
Leap and Sarah, who loves Ken, says he's not worth 7. Oh, Jesus. I don't know about that.
Well, how many games did he play in League One, boys?
4?
Not many.
Not enough.
No. Well, I mean, how many goals did he score? He did one, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It's you got to think about the goals he scored to get that contract.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
Absolutely. He fired us out of the National League and he fired us out of League Two.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, you can't. I'm not going to complain. I mean, he missed a bunch of games in League Two and still damn near won the Golden Boot. If he'd have played that whole season, he would have absolutely got the Golden Boot.
Second half of the League Two season, he got us over the line.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
Because League started misfiring. He started the season off fantastically. He started misfiring.
Yeah.
Mullin came back, he took over, and he got us over the line. What's that worth? What is that worth?
Exactly.
It's worth what we're paying him right now. By the way, Matt says the Wrexham Center may be the worst history.
Well, Techie, and to your point of what's it worth, this is where I think, if we had to carry 2 of those 3 players and just see out their contracts, even if they don't even get to play, that's not the end of the world. It's not a huge amount of money to carry for a season. Well, 1 for 1 season and 1 for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I think not. Obviously, a lot of this depends on what the signings are going to be, and we've still got that to come over the next 6 to 8 weeks. And there will be, I know Matt's on here, and I've watched Matt's. If you've not watched Matt's program that he's doing as well on potential signings and what his opinion is, go and have a look at that because it's really, really good on Racecourse Ramble.
Yep.
I think Matt's absolutely right. I think we're going to be waiting a while, and then there's going to be a mad rush towards the end. A, because that's Parky's MO. Because that's what he does, and B, he will be looking for the best deals, and that a lot of the clubs, particularly Premiership clubs now, put all their stuff out late. So there will be some surprises. I think he might give. The problem is we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. There's obviously something going on. It doesn't matter what Mullin says about there's no problems or whatever. there's something going on. The fact that other players got picked even before Smith and Rodriguez turned up in front of them. Okay, so there's something going on there. There is some, I don't know whether it's an ego issue or something where Parky says, look, I'm in charge. I call the team. I tell you if you play. It's not for you to tell me that you're playing. I tell you if you're playing. So don't try and pull the thing. Because Parky is an old-fashioned manager. You know, he's an Alex Ferguson. He's a Ferguson. We've seen him on the documentary. He can blow a hairdryer if he wants to. He can throw boots if he has to. You know, he's not one who, you know, necessarily is all touchy-feely like some modern-day managers can be. You know, it's like it's his law. This is my pond, and you don't pee into it unless I tell you to, or hot tub in this case, obviously.
Yeah.
But, you know, but you know,
I definitely agree with that. I'm sorry.
Parky will be saying to Mullin, "Listen, you are an invaluable player. You're really, really good, but don't get ideas above your station. I pick what's best for the team, not what's best for Paul Mullin, and just you remember that."
I think the perfect example of that is when he was healthy, he was picking Elliott Lee to play up front with Palmer and not Mullin, and that's a big deal. And I think part of that was that he wanted to change the formation a little bit. But I mean, you can't tell me that Mullin couldn't play that 10 role. Like he could play him behind. He could have, but he chose to play Lee. So I think that tells you something. So I don't know what it is, but that was.
The dead giveaways for me will be these preseason games, the 3 in Australia and the potential 2 at home. If Mullin plays in those in any way, as in, you know, he's brought on for 45 minutes or he does a half or whatever, that basically means that he's still in Phil's plans, he's still in Phil's mindset, he could be part of the jigsaw. If he gets left on the bench, what does that say? If he's not willing to even put him in preseason warm-ups, he's not going to put him in the season. Yep. So those 5 games, 4 or 5 games, are going to be key because they will show to us exactly what Phil Parkinson's mindset is going to be. As in, is he going to go defensive or is he going to start to be a little bit more, you know, forward thinking? Is he going to, you know, revert back to the time in the National League where we scored for fun and thinking, well, we're going to try and score one more than you? Big mistake, I think, for the championships. I think we'll get annihilated, but that's up to Parky. That's being Parky we trust. Or is he going to build on? Let's be honest. You know, the team changed its tactics dramatically over the last season from an attacking basis to a much more defensive basis. And I think he knew what was coming. He thought, right, we're going into the championship. We need to shore up the back. We need to stop being so leaky at the back because we can't rely on we're going to score more than one goal than you because that's not going to work in the championship. We'll get taken apart.
If you remember the games in the summer when we played Bournemouth and Chelsea, the way we sat in a low block and defended like crazy and just hit them on the counter, that is what we're going to. I'm positive that's what we're going to look like this year.
Totally agree.
We'll sit in a low block. Most games we'll be sitting in a low block, absorbing pressure and then hitting them on the counter. We'll be playing counterattacking football. That's what we'll be doing.
I think a heavy counter though, like it's going to be a blitz coming up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll be good. It was good. We did really well in those games. We drew both of those games.
Absolutely. And it's just like the blitz is just going to be stronger. That's what I see coming.
I think the start of the season is going to be a key thing because if we start well, as in, you know, get some good results. I'm not talking about out-and-out wins, but
is there an overlap? Is there an overlap before the window closes? Right, so we'll have 3 or 4 weeks, so we can assess. Right. Okay. Copy.
Yeah. There'll be an overlap of a good few weeks, and if you remember, even after that, that's when we got Fletcher in. You know, so if there is some players who are out of contract, where he will have his targets. Parky will have his targets, and he won't broadcast them to everybody apart from his inner circle, because the problem is, as with everything we do with Wrexham, as soon as anybody gets a sniff that Wrexham want you, all your prices will go up. The agents get greedy. All the fish are in the water, and they're all snapping away like hungry little piranhas. So Parky will be keeping everything as low key as possible. You know, he will be sending people out to watch people. He won't send his team. He will have trusted individuals that he's known over the years within the EFL and say to them, just do me a favor, just pop to this pre-season friendly game, just have a look at this player for me and give me your honest opinion. The likes of what Brian Flynn is really, really good at. Brian Flynn is superb at that. He will watch a random player, he will come back and he will tell you exactly whether that player can develop, whether that player will fit into your system, how he thinks that player will develop over the next 24, 48 months. He will come back with all the proper scouting information. Now, Brian Finn is low key. Yes, he's associated to Wrexham, but he's also associated to Burnley because he was a Burnley player much longer than he was a Wrexham player. So it's a good red herring to send somebody like that to a game and not alert anybody. Oh, hello, Wrexham are looking at us. Let's put everything up by 20%. Because that's the thing you've got to watch. But as you're watching some of the other podcasts and listening to the journalists, apparently on the grapevine, lots of people talking to journalists, they want to come to Wrexham. They want to play for Wrexham.
That's what I keep saying, and everyone's like, the draw factor that we have, and everyone's like, oh no, old school like the draw factor that we have is the intangible. And I think Ken was talking about it yesterday. I think like that draw factor is like an extra 10%. And you're like, okay, I'm not saying that you lose money, but I think that draw factor is going to set us apart, which is what we have that none of the other clubs other than Birmingham City have. That's what I think.
It's an exciting project that people can see because they can see it with regards to, the column inches that are all over the internet and the printed media and all on the social media and the TV and everything else. They can see that the fun, the current players and past players, you haven't really had one past player, not even the likes of Billy Waters. Billy Waters left under a cloud. Yeah, he still sings the praises of the club, says what a fantastic locker room it was, what a great place it was to play. Now he's got a perfect right to be really, really, annoyed and bitchy about it, going, well, I didn't have a good time because nobody really gave me a chance. Doesn't do that. He sings the praises of the club. Everybody does. There's no one player who leaves under a cloud. So other players are going to look at that and go, yeah, do you know what? That's, all right, I could play for a Leicester or I could play for a Sheffield United. But that's a short term, possibly. We might bounce to the Premiership and bounce back down. Whereas Wrexham look like they're building up a long term project to get into the Premiership and stay there. And that's the key. Players don't want to be yo yo players. They don't want to be associated with a club, and certainly not being associated with a club and then get relegated, because that's a bad bit on their, a bad stain on their kind of CV. What they want is a project that they go, yeah, I'm interested in that. That sounds really good. And grow with it.
Yeah, and if you lose and then you win, like they're not like, let's fight and let's keep pushing it up the scale. That is what's attractive now, especially being in the championship. Sure, it was a Mickey Mouse Club, as some people say. It's no longer that. And that's not, players are going to look at it as, okay, this is where I want to actually stabilize myself and make a difference. And that's where they're going to get more contracts out of it too. So Wrexham has now stabilized themselves as a club to play for.
It's the classic old-fashioned joke, isn't it? When Rob and Ryan was saying when they first took over and we were in the National League, we were going to get the Premiership, everybody went ho ho ha ha, pat us on the head and said, "Oh, never mind." But that's a lovely joke. Well done. When League Two, people took it that little bit more seriously, but said, "Yeah, but it's a long way off, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest. It's going to take a while. It's going to take 15 years." I remember seeing a thing saying, Wrexham get promoted League Two, but it's going to take them 15 years to get to the Premiership. Then we went straight up to League One, and people are now going, well, actually, it's a little bit more serious, but League One is really difficult to get out of, and they're going to hit a roadblock, and here we go. Now in the Championship, people are going, do you know what? This isn't a joke anymore.
They're not. I think some aren't going to take it seriously. I really do. Still, I really do.
Teams will be looking at us and going, we can't be somebody who you can think, right, we're just going to roll them over. We're not that kind of team. But we are. We've had. We think about who we've taken on in the last season. Bolton Wanderers, Huddersfield Town, Rotherham United, obviously Birmingham City. All these big clubs who have come through, ex-Premiership clubs, established Championship clubs who've fallen on at hard times. We've taken them on and we've beaten them at their own game or held them up.
We haven't got blown out.
Do you know what? We're not just there to make up the numbers. We're there to win games and make a difference.
Have we gotten blown out in the last 4 years, by the way? And by the way, who's going to read that super chat out for Steve Barton?
Too hot in the hot tub.
It is not too hot in the hot tub. It's lush.
It's way too hot in the hot tub.
It's lush.
Yeah. I just want to say, I think we've done very, very well to ignore some of these hilarious comments that have been coming.
All right, bring them up. I'm going to make them up.
Are we going to go out? Because I can't even read the YouTube chat. I've been blind.
So I will say, when when Welsh Techie is talking about piranhas when he's sitting in a hot tub is very brave. Also, I'm going to just give the Kiwi fans some kudos. It is 2 games in Australia and 1 in New Zealand, so I don't want them blowing up our Kiwi fans with down here. But all that is happening. But I mean, I just think it's absolutely. If you look at some of these people and what they're saying, and decided, look at this. Ash has come in. Ash has come in from Peterborough, which is fantastic. Is this a porn channel now? It's not, because this would be a very, very poor,
bad display.
poor collection of porn actors.
I know. Yeah. I mean, this is like the 1987.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't actually, Aaron. I was speaking for you and Welsh Techie specifically.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I thought Josh and I could carry it.
Yeah, there you go.
Definitely, Matt. Yeah. Matt's the Jake Gyllenhaal of the channel.
Yes. Steve Starton, thank you for the super chat. Why even come in and say hi? What's going on, dude? Why are you not hanging out? What's going on? We opened this up. Techie's making good points. Matt, all this is like we're all kind of. I feel like we're in the waiting period, but we're all trying to. What's going to happen? How are we going to do this?
Do you want to touch on a couple of the players that we had linked to us today? We had a handful.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, listen, go ahead.
Yeah. So let me pull up. I had a list, so I'm trying to keep track of all of them, so I know who's.
Oh my God, the rumor mill. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, okay. So today that I saw linked in legitimate articles. It's not just like
Wrexham
somebody. Yeah. Not Wrexham, and also like not just. Hey, the guy down the road said this guy's coming. You know what I mean? So this
did say that,
in an actual article. So I've been writing down the ones that were in actual articles. So today we got linked to Charlie Savage, who I really like. Yeah. He was one of the guys that I tipped in our center mid show. I'd love to bring him in.
We threw him last year.
Yeah, exactly. I think he was on my list last year. And then Joe Gelhardt. He's striker, attacking mid type player. He was linked to us today, which I think the price was a little high. I think Leeds was asking like $3 million, which seems a little high because I don't think he scored a ton. But some people really really like him. Some people don't. What are you laughing at? I missed it.
Hold on, you gotta get that one.
Yeah.
Wait, we do have a 20-year-old Fletch though on the line. We already talked about that earlier in Discord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the comment of the day.
Oh my God! Arriving late and having fun listening. Hey, Karma, love you. We miss you. Yeah, go ahead.
Ryan Hardy was linked to us today.
Okay.
That was another one of my strikers or attacking mid type players that I had on our list. And then Tommy Doyle, which is an interesting one. He's a 23-year-old playing the Prem for Wolves. And I like to look at him.
All right, hold on. Pause on all that. Techie saying it's supposed to be a done deal.
Or you mean Matt Al?
Matt Al.
Me and Matt Al had that discussion. I said I will believe that when I see it. I can't imagine he would come to Wrexham.
Matt Al.
No way.
Matt Al.
Is Matt Al clickbaiting?
Matt Al.
Matt Al's clickbaiting.
Matt Al. Here, I'm going to put this out there to you. All right, here we go. Matt Al, you haven't come on the show. You don't have to put your camera on. I'm going to put you to it. If you really believe that, we love you. You're in a safe environment. Come on and back that up.
Look, I just repaired a leak in my own apartment and put on a hoodie just so I'd come in live. Everyone can do it.
Yeah, there you go. Yes. And
so hang on. So Matt, why did you have to put on the hoodie to come on live?
Because I was shirtless.
Well, I mean, look at
Josh put me on the spot. He said, "I want to see your face." So I'm like, there's a hoodie around. I was shirtless at the point because the water was leaking from my roof. I can show you the hole. I'm sitting down against the wall with my freaking iPad. Like the closest thing I could get. Josh put me on the spot, so I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Let's go. You got to shoot the rehearsal. By the way, Techie is making splashing sounds, and he has both hands up, so I don't know what's
He got all my water from my leak. That's all.
there you go.
I was going to say, I think I must be living above you, and I'm splashing a bit too much. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's probably that.
Producer Ann's like,
So I'm actually allowed to do that to you, Wells Checky.
CP Marks says Wrexham needs an upgraded Matty James for his first priority. I don't know about that. James did good, especially at the end of the season. Playmaker, center mid, speed strikers, and take double teams. I think we need Cam and that player too. But I thought Matty James, honestly, I will say this right now, was our best signing of the season. One of our best signings this season for sure. Yep. Aaron, Matt, and Al says, I've sent Aaron the message I received. I'm only saying what I've heard.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll leave it to Matt. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Matt has been sending me a lot of stuff, so I'm not.
Ken, you into that? You think he's full of shit? What do you think? Think that's a different deal?
Matt, I don't know who he got that message from.
Yeah,
but he's
Matt. I'll give Matt Al his dues. He does get some good stuff right.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying this one's right, but he does from So I can't see us getting Ericsson, but if we do, fantastic. I mean,
well, you said he's levels ahead.
Hey.
No. Aaron said he can't hold anyone's jockstrap. Is that right? Who said that?
What's that?
You said,
yeah, he'd be miles ahead of anybody in our squad.
Yeah, and I get your point on Matty James because, but in all honesty, we'd almost want if in a perfect world you upgrade every player, and then all of a sudden you're a threat in the championship. But how much can you do, and how much can you spend? Like that's the reality. There's key positions that need to be upgraded to be at the moment. With this current team, I think we avoid relegation but with upgrades, we can then move up the table.
You got to remember, right? We are moving to a whole different level now. The championship is, and I know people say it, but it is absolutely true. So every player on the board, all bets are off. And when you're making a jigsaw, puzzle, you can't change every piece. You've got to find the right pieces that will fit with what you've got is existing. So if we're going to put Matty James in there, you do need players that are going to work sympathetically with him, or get him so he can adapt his play slightly to then fit in with any players you're going to bring in. It's a massive balancing act. You can't just wipe everybody out and then just expect them to reboot and they're instantly championship players. It doesn't work that way. Work that way. So it's going to be a massive balancing act. And I tell you now, there will be some surprises on both ways. There'll be some players who we think are absolutely going to make it in the championship who will fall flat on their face, and there'll be some players who we think, well, maybe it's a little bit of a step too far, and they will suddenly come out of their skin, and hey presto, something will click. This is what will happen, because we've seen it time and time again. The fact that Birmingham. And I know John's here, and he'll probably disagree or agree. I don't know, but the fact that Birmingham got their ass handed to them, came down to League One, made some changes, and then bounced back up. It doesn't make them a rubbish team or an amazing team. What they've done is they've adapted what they've got, brought in where they need, mixed the other players around, and then gone on a drive to do that. And that's what Wrexham have to do. We can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater and just expect everything to be hokey dokey. And you can't make strategic changes without thinking about the whole team and how are they going to play together, because that's the important part. It's a team, not an individual, and this is why we can't just blow all our money on one player.
And that's not Parkinson style. He's old school. I get it. But also I agree too. We need to lose that mentality of like, oh, why would they be coming to us? But I understand that you said it earlier. I get it. I understand why you're saying that too. James Lee says he loves this community so much. I agree with you too. It's awesome. And Welshecki knows he doesn't want to get us demonetized, so that's why he's keeping it up. And Reeve from SoCal says Ericsson on his future. I'd rather go away from the Premier League. I feel I've had my turn in the Prem. I'm looking outside the English borders. Wales is outside the English borders. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, well, and yeah, you're exactly right there. But looking back at Welsh Techie's point, Birmingham scored 111 points. They're still right now upgrading their squad, knowing because
you can't sit still, Ken. You can't.
But Birmingham is a side that is looking to just go bounce.
They know exactly what they want to do, and they've got a plan to do it.
Yeah.
And they have the resources to back that up. They've learned from the mistakes of the season before, where it all fell apart.
They want to go back to the Premier.
Obviously, Rooney was a massive one, but you know they've learned from that and gone right. Let's rebuild this house from the bottom up. Let's
On
do it
Ken's
properly
point, right now, everyone in the chat, have you done Patty's panel? Definitely do it on Google. Who's going to finish first and who's 24th for the season? Definitely do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where the teams are at.
Well, we don't have the information but I'd love to see it too. Steve Barton, another huge super chat. Steve Barton, absolute legend. It's just because Welsh Techie has his top off and Ken did his hair this morning. I see some real genius in Welsh Techie's analysis, but I can't. Oh shit. But I can't say that in front of everyone because I'm afraid they'll know some. Oh god, he went full Top Gun. I'm like, someone else read that better than I did. Someone else, yeah.
I see some real genius at Welsh Techie's analysis, but I can't say that in front of everyone because I'm afraid they'll know that someone has fallen for him.
Yeah.
The most important thing, and I'm deadly serious, is that we enjoy the ride. Because I have waited 45 years for this. Yeah. Right. You know, I remember being 9 years old the last time we were here. We were only
You're over 45 years old? What the hell?
I'm 45 stone.
So, I got very nervous then. I thought that you were going to say the most important thing was that someone had fallen for you.
No. Psychiatrics ward is full of them, Ken, so I wouldn't worry about it. The thing is, I've waited 45 years for this. I remember as a 9-year-old the last time we were here. We were only here for 3 seasons. The highest we've ever finished a season at this level is 13th. So for me, if we can get 12th, that's an achievement because that will be our highest ever league position in 161 years. But whatever happens,
I'm going to say it for you here right now. Get ready to celebrate at the end of this season.
Damn right I will.
100%.
Because I'm just whatever happens, and there are going to be times because we have lived in a pasture full of lavender and beautiful flowers over the last 3 years where very, very little has ruffled the feathers, right? That's going to happen this season. We're going to go on a run of losses at some point.
Oh yeah.
Something's going to happen, and even to the point where all those people at the very, very start of Parky's of tenure as manager, their voices will start to get louder, and you'll get the Parky out brigade who will start to be rise to the surface. I remember the time when Brian Flynn was coming to the end. Now, Brian Flynn was our manager for 11 years, you know, over some incredible times, promotions, the FA Cup winning against Arsenal, you know, FA Cup runs that got us to the quarterfinals. You know, he was an incredible manager, right? But I remember the voices at the end when things were falling apart, and it was visceral. You know, people forget so quickly that these people, these managers who do incredible things, when it all falls apart, they just want them out. They want to get rid of them because they think that they are the problem. Okay, and sometimes they are. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes they are. You know, they can't take the team any further. They lose resources. They lose the respect of the dressing room, whatever it may be. But the important thing,
one thing I can actually add on to that, I'm just going to interrupt. It's like if you look back at Welcome to Wrexham season 1, when Rob actually talked to the Eagles owner, and he didn't fire the manager when they were losing. And people asked the owner, "Why didn't you fire him?" He's like, "Well, there's no point in just getting rid of someone because there's some down times. There's always going to be down times." And that's what Rob and Ryan's mentality is too. It's like they are willing to accept some losses. Of course, if it's like a complete cliff and it keeps going down, there's no, and into the abyss, they are going to recover from that. But they're not afraid to give someone a chance where it's like, there are going to be down times. There are going to be teams that start picking up on strategies where Parky, in this situation, because he's the manager, has to switch gears and maybe switch his formation and do that. There has to be a cross. They're willing to give that time. And that is like firing a manager every 3 months makes zero sense because teams just the players are just like, what the hell is going on? We're certainly playing a 3-4, doing this. Well, I'm switched over here. It doesn't work.
My most favorite car crash at the moment is, this is music to my ears. Trust me, after years and years of living in South Wales, Cardiff City. This is what Cardiff City have done. They've got a madman at the top who owns the club, who basically thinks he knows about football, does nothing about football. Right? They change their managers every 12 months because they bring somebody in. That manager doesn't have the time to do what he needs. He's already trying to manage a team that was built by the manager before that. Yep. You know, so he's trying to play catch up. doesn't do it within the 12 months, and then the owner then gets rid of them, and you start the cycle again. And they've been doing that now for the last 6 or 7 times. You know, that is a disaster.
And
That is an
Parky got to
absolute
build
disaster.
this up from National League. He was warned by Rob on the first call, probably like, look, if we're going to the Premier League, you get to build from the bottom and just keep going. And he's been doing that.
Sorry, can we-
I've got a couple of great points, but let's thank Steve Barton.
Yep.
5 memberships, and then he doubled down, so it's 10 memberships in total.
10 memberships. Yep.
Thanks, Steve. And they're going to be invaluable soon because there's members only content coming for you guys.
You want to hit the cat out of the bag? Go ahead. And I want to get to the and I'll do hip karma after that. But go ahead. Tell them what's going on.
There will be a minimum of 1 show a week, members only, coming your way.
Yeah.
So be ready, people, and it will be the boys off the chain. You'll get raw and untouched.
Yeah.
We'll be letting loose. So
We haven't been raw and untouched here already, though.
Well,
no, I'm not even close, Matt. Not even close.
No, the loofah's not included in this one, so
it might be more.
Oh, right, the rubber ducky down there didn't.
Yeah,
show
we
up. I
can
get it.
just see.
All right.
Rubber ducky, you're the one.
On Welsh Techie's point about managers getting sacked and things like that, Nathan Jones did get offered a club back in League One and has said he wants to stay, which is good news for Charlton if they have any chance of staying up in the Championship. I do think they're going to find it quite hard. I can't believe, and I know they only finished, what did they finish, Aaron, 17th or 16th, Hotspurs?
Spurs.
Yep.
Yes, Spurs, Tottenham. And like, yeah, they won the Europa, but I mean, Ange Postecoglou, there's a classic example of if they gave that guy time, they would then climb under his system.
Yeah, that's
You know?
sure.
100%.
I mean, I don't know if he's the best. I don't. He might get fired yet. For one,
He's going to get fired. He's going to be
For
sacked.
two.
It's looking likely.
And he kind of took him the wrong way. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you mean, though. I know what you're saying. Yeah, you gotta give managers time. Here's the thing, Nathan Jones. You're talking about Nathan Jones. Nathan Jones was under a lot of scrutiny at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
They were not playing well at the beginning of the season, and
Yep.
he got that team turned around, and he's headed, and he obviously got him promoted, and so and they stuck with him long enough, and I'm sure the Charlton fans were screaming to get him out.
Spurs under Postecoglou, and I followed it because I'm a massive fan. He coached our national team, and he won leagues here in Australia, but his system was totally different to their previous system. So it was going to take time to adapt. So they were going to go backwards to go forwards. That's natural. You have to be willing to ride that out. And clearly Spurs aren't willing to do that. Then the last one that I'm interested in, which isn't a manager's fault, but we should be literally seriously looking at whether there's anyone to raid, is Sheffield Wednesday. Last month,
Patty, I think they're dropping this year, by the way. I put them actually at 20. They're actually going to get relegated this year.
Trouble.
That is in my vote.
Last month, all their players, their entire staff only got paid £700.
Yeah, twice this year they have messed up their payments.
Yeah, they
Who's
got
going to
charged.
sign with them? No one is going to sign with them.
The EFL charged them today with that, so they're probably looking at.
So everyone's looking to get out.
Deduction or
Embargo.
transfer embargo.
Embargo.
Here's the thing with that.
I want to get
It's hard it's hard getting players out of that squad, of there. We wanted Michael Smith in the summer and in January, and couldn't get him out of there. They won't sell anybody.
Yeah.
Their owner's a nut job.
Mm-hmm.
They won't. He won't sell anyone.
Well, and the owner. Well, they're going through new ownership possibilities too. Like it's a mess. That's all you can say.
Look at Reading.
Well, Reading can't. Well, at least they have Kulig now, but it's like, so Reading's in a stable position is the best I can say, where they can rebuild from where they are. So Reading's not in the worst situation anymore. Like, they have new owners. They can hold on to what they're doing. They can push forward. They're going to consolidate right now. And
they have talent.
Yeah. So Reading's in okay. Wednesday is in a you can't even describe it. It's like they don't have a manager. Their ownership they're not paying their players, they're not paying their staff. It's like it's a mess.
No, they still have a manager. He's in a mess too. I feel bad for him.
Well, no, he's gonna leave. Are you kidding me?
No, he can't find anywhere. All the jobs he was supposed to get have been
Germany?
taken up.
Oh well, no, because he was actually going for Schultz too, right? Like, or where what's his name left? Yeah, no, his German leagues. Yeah, he's kind of in limbo.
I don't think
he'll get picked up though if he
was in for the Southampton job. He was in for the Southampton job. Didn't get that.
Yeah, he'll get picked up though if he just quits.
The problem is he's got they won't let him go. It's going to cost somebody $5 million to get him out of there.
So does he just?
And nobody wants to spend $5 million on a manager.
It's a horrible situation. I don't even want to talk about
it. It's terrible
because he wants out too.
Matt's saying they're in a win for a striker that's not Michael Smith. I don't know who that is, but one thing I want to make. You did that in a second. But I do want to get to this this Hip Karma one early. Sorry, Matt, real quick. Hip Karma, everyone is entitled to their opinions. This goes back a couple minutes right here. I want to get it up early, but we were making good chat. Having said that, I'm so over the Parky out. He's just a hoofball. Has any other manager achieved the back? I agree with that. And you know what? They can park that. You can take it. You can put it in a burrito. You can eat it, and you can shit it right out. Because I agree with her.
Well, to be fair, I don't think we've heard much of it since.
I don't think anyone's ever going to say it anymore, even if we're in the dark. There's no Parky out anymore, and anyone saying it is just not realizing how much he's pushing forward and adapting. We will ours if it's Parky out time. All of us are going to preach it. That means it is not being done. But until then, I don't think we'll hear it again.
That's like the Chernobyl chat. Like it's
exactly.
Never
like we're all gonna agree because he just set off a nuke, and
And let's not forget on Parky, we don't know. The last we heard, he was on a 12-month rolling contract. It's not being said that he signed a permanent deal for a certain amount of time. He may well still be on a 12-month rolling contract.
He might be. You're right. I think he'll leave when he wants to leave.
Yeah,
absolutely tits up, and we are like we can't win a game in the championship. But my other thing I wanted to bring up tonight too was like Parky was talking about there's an article in the Leader about what he expected in the championship, what it means for the club, and about that I think we need to lean on his experience. I think this is everyone loves a comeback, right? So this is like I'm calling this the Britney Spears comeback for Phil Parkinson.
I agree on that, which is the worst reference that I could have thought of, but yes.
Well, welcome to the local pundit, and I told you the best podcast.
No, the same trajectory as I thought. It's like he is here to win, and I have stated it before. He is just as much as a player is. Like anyone here at Wrexham, he doesn't treat himself differently than any other person in the organization. He is there to win, and that is it. He's there to prove himself. That is it. He is just as much important as the ball boy, the striker, everyone else, and that's how he creates his team, and that's what he's here to prove, and he's been proving it.
Yeah. Oh, my. Oh, God, she's loony. I get it, but I'm saying, like, the comeback. Everyone loves a fucking comeback. I'm hoping for a comeback in my life currently right now. I don't know. You guys agree with that? I think this is going to be his comeback of, like, that's what I think. I think this is going to that's what I think is going to be. It's like Parkinson, and not because like he wants to prove it to everyone else, because that's not the way you go back to it. To prove it to himself, and I think that's what this season will be about. And they're like, all right, I'm backed. I can go. I have a good team. I built this team for the last 3.5 years, whatever it is. I think that's what this is going to be about for him.
He built his career towards this, and this is what he chose to do, to jump back and just go. And like he's coming up to retirement in not soon, and not soon. We saw him for years, but it's like he's getting older, and like this is his legacy, and that's what he's fighting for.
Okay, come back from what? Sorry, leaping Sarah, and y'all, and please, everyone, let's go around the horn for this. Come back from what happened when he was in the championship last time. He kept up Bolton, and then I think he obviously got relegated. I think this is his like, hey, I know what the fuck I'm doing. Old school manager. I'm still here. I know the league. I don't know. Do anyone agree with that? That's my take.
Does anyone?
He's had a tough run. He's had a tough run in the championship.
He did.
His most successful season was just keeping Bolton up when they were under transfer embargo, had tons of issues behind the scenes. The club had no money, and somehow he managed to keep him up 1 year. That's his best season in the championship.
He had no legs.
Yeah.
And he still managed to fight. Now he has legs going in. We don't know what he's going to do. Like, everyone discounting all that is like, they're all looking. It's like, oh, he failed there. I'm like, he didn't have backing when he did it. He was fighting with, like, he's poking from the bottom.
Yeah.
Now he actually has a team. We don't know what he's capable of.
Heck, you went in the deep end, by the way. Yeah. Oh, please! I hope you have clothes on. I really do.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, don't get me kicked off YouTube.
No way. Do you actually go naked in there? You must have like
No, don't answer it.
Just, you don't have to worry. If he stands up, you still won't get kicked off YouTube.
No, unless anybody's got a magnifying glass at home, you got no chance.
Yeah. He is.
It's cold out here. It's cold out here. It's warm in here, but it's cold out here. So.
You are our Ken doll. C. Barton says, Ken better start plushing up. Sarah seems like she's going, oh, Jesus. Yeah, maybe do. Techie, you have something on that in regards to his comeback? I think this is the comeback tour.
So the other times that Parky was in the championship, he did it without resources, as you rightly said, and particularly with Bolton Wanderers. He did miracles with them because they were under transfer embargo, and he managed to keep them up. So imagine what he can do when he's got the resources and the backing behind him, the backing of the fans, the backing of the owners, the backing of the board, his team around him. A team, don't forget as well, that he has picked over the last 4 years, and he's built up, brick by brick, row by row, floor by floor over the last 4 years. It's not as if he's parachuting in and trying to deal with somebody else's mess. He has started this route map 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So honestly, the sky's the limit because the Parky will not change.
Mm-hmm.
He will not change, and much that.
But it'll evolve. He won't change, but it'll evolve.
He'll evolve.
Yeah.
And we might get frustrated with that because at times we've said, he can be a little bit too safe. He can be, sometimes you just want him to be a little bit devil may care. That's not Parky. That's not Parky. That's not his way. He's never been that way. He plays the percentages. That's the kind of manager he is. He looks at, right, what's the best chance I've got of getting something positive out of this situation? And it's not throwing all 10 players forward and hoping we bundle a goal in. He will do that. But what he's got this time is he has the backing of the fans, because the fans, en masse adore him.
En masse.
He has got the owners love him, the board love him, his staff love him, his players love him. Everybody will support him, back him, listen to what he says, and then follow along, because they know that wherever he goes, they will, wherever he leads, they will follow. And that is the bit we've not seen Parky over his career. He's always had to been a battler. He's always been a fighter. He's got into these levels, and he's always had to, put everything on red and hope to God it hits red. And sometimes it hits red, and sometimes it didn't. This time he's playing with the house's money. And that is an incredible difference compared to when you go in with your last dollar and thinking,
we could have lost that Charlton game we could have lost the Charlton game. We could have easily fucking shit the bed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's been a number of times, and I know, I don't want to talk about him because it makes me sad, right? But everything starts from a starting point and then branches out, and those things pay off later in the road. Stephen Fletcher is a prime example of that. Nobody had him on the radar 2 years ago. Nobody. Right? He came in at the last possible moment once the season had closed, right? And then over 2 seasons, he gradually built up his importance. And last season, without him, you've done the math. We wouldn't have got promoted without his goals.
No. This
is a guy who was almost an afterthought. He was probably on Parky's list, and he thought, well, yeah, we'll take a punt for him. We'll ask him whether he still wants to play. That was a massive gamble. He could have turned around and said, no, I'm all right, thanks. I've had my career. I just want to stop now. Yeah. How different could things have been? Yes, we still might have got promoted with a different player, but these things are cause and effect. But they're cause and effect based on a starting judgment, and that starting judgment from Parky is sound. He's not just spunking money left, right, and centre, thinking, "Well, I'm just going to throw things at the wall and see what sticks."
Yeah,
he knows what he's doing. He
It's
knows
chess,
what he's doing.
not checkers. It's chess, not checkers.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Yes.
checkers
absolutely.
worked, by the way, checkers worked for Birmingham City, and I have no problem with that. He played chess. And this Carroll right there, I've learned what I thought and stubbornness with Parky is actually discipline. He's earned my trust and then some. And now Ken's got something lined up too. I can see it. But I want to read to your point, Techie, and I'll pass it to you guys in a second. Parkinson, in a quote here on the leader, says the trajectory has been a rapid one. We've evolved at this team as a season, this season as a team. We adapted to the season. We went through and did what we needed to do. A lot of credit to the staff and everybody who made it clear and concise decisions on how we're going to get on target to promotion, because it just doesn't happen. So he made adjustments. He definitely made adjustments. So this whole Parky bullshit, and that's why I'm saying in the championship, I think it's going to be a massive evolution. If we get the right players in, I think so. I think it's going to be more chess.
And he's constantly making adjustments. There's no way he would have planned for our number 1 and number 2 keeper to be injured at the same time, because that doesn't happen. And yet, and we lost our informed striker almost at the same time. Now, for many other clubs, that would have floored them. Look at Walsall. Walsall had the player on loan, scored goals for fun, were top of the league by 14
Nathan
points,
Lowe.
all great. Off he went, and they crashed out.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always work that if you lose key players, you can still survive. But because Parky put the backup in there, because Parky was aware of, because Howard, bless him, because of his age. I mean, can you imagine a goalkeeper of that age trying to play 2 or 3 games in a 7-day period? It must be absolute killer, because it's a very physical job being a goalkeeper. To be a 38-year-old goalkeeper to try and do 3 games in a 7-day period must have been so difficult. But Parky had faith in Mark and said, listen, we will back you whatever you need. You just tell us what you need. And Mark Howard, being the trooper that he was, said, well, I'll step in, boss. He could have said, oh, I'm too old to do that. I'll play a match, but you'll need to find cover.
But that's the mentality. I think it goes back to the mentality of the player you bring in.
Absolutely.
Mark Howard. And he said, I want to go out and prove to myself, or prove that I can still do this. I think that's pretty good.
Absolutely.
Steve Barton says, I think Sarah is saying is that she'd like a Wrexham fan call if you can. And Jesus Christ, Steve Barton.
It'd have to be a fucking wide calendar in my. It'd have to be like a landscape, not portrait. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Ken, Aaron, are you guys going to be doing this, or what's the deal? Can you bring Aaron? Aaron, Ken, you guys going to do this, or what?
Not me.
So I'm leaving the chat right now, so I don't get involved in this one.
No, I'm a hard pass on the calendar.
Oh my God.
We're not doing a calendar.
I mean, welcome to the Local Pundit. I
love that Josh just throws us out there. Aaron and Kenny, you can do. What about you, Josh?
Yeah. What about you?
If there's any man meat on this channel, mate, it's you. It's not me and Ken.
Look, I will flat out say I'm in the bulking phase right now. So we're putting on 10 pounds.
Does that mean?
I passed that phase about 10 years ago. Bloody hell.
Me too. I'm in the bulking. Me too.
I am currently in the bulking phase. I want to impress. I want to impress upon that. I'm in the current bulking phase.
From now on, anybody asks me about my weight, that's my answer. I'm in the bulking phase.
I am in the bulking phase. You don't think you get guns like that? We're in the bulking phase right now. We're eating steak. We're eating chicken. We're having egg whites. I'm Rocky 2 right now. Rocky 1. I'm in the bulking phase. So just check it out. Give me a couple of weeks. We'll be Titty City, but by the time. So that said, we'll do the calendar, and I'll wear chaps all day. Let's do this.
You're not Rocky 2, Josh. You are Will Ferrell in
Old School.
The movie.
We're going streaking.
No, the movie.
No way! You're actually watching Going Streaking right now.
The movie where he was where he went to the funeral to pick up chicks with.
It's Wedding Crashers.
You're Will Ferrell in Wedding Crashers.
At the funeral,
eating your sandwich.
Yeah, I am in the bulking phase right now. When you're in my world and what is going on in my life, it is bulking phase. It is like I'm there, and Steve Barton just absolute.
So, "Mom's where's the meatloaf?" is your quote.
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah.
Becky, you got to read that one. You got to read it, or get somebody, because you're the naked guy.
Bulking phase, funniest shit I've ever heard.
Thank you for the super chat, Steve.
Carbs are the enemy. Carbs are the enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, I got a question. I got a serious question, because I've had a take because Techie just kind of hit on it and it made me think about it. This is kind of a change of direction what we've been talking about, but it popped in my head, so I want some takes since we got a few people on here. So my take has been, because of the way the squad numbers are this year, and goalkeepers have to be registered, I assumed we'd go with the two we had, and then have a young one as our third, at under 21, to save a spot on the roster. We've been linked in the last few days with Danny Ward. Do you think there's any chance he would bring in an experience? Maybe not Danny Ward, but do you think he would bring in an experienced goalkeeper for that third spot, just because of what you just said? Because we had Mark Howard there.
I do.
In that third spot.
I do as well. I'll take the lead on my opinion here. Yes, I think he will bring in a third. Obviously, because you can register the team every day in and day out, right? Week by week.
No.
Well, or at least month by month, whatever, when there's injuries. They will have a third. They will also have two younger players behind. So they might bring in another younger one too, but he is not one to risk. And come January, if the two are healthy, he might open up that spot in January. So he might carry 3 throughout the start to see where it goes and play his players, or go 2, or at least have a backup sitting in reserve coming in, which is unfortunate to whoever he does bring in. It's a toss-up, but I think he's going to bring in an experienced player. Like, there's no reason not to have 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
David,
Yes, there is. You've only got 25 on the squad list.
Yeah.
And,
an extra, having an extra player. Yeah.
And Parky typically keeps one spot clear, and he might have a squad list of 24.
He's usually going to do that anyways, yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry?
Well, Parky is always kind of left spots open coming into January anyways. Usually, I'm wondering if he's going to do that again.
Well, here's the problem right now. We've got 27.
That is a huge problem.
Players right now.
Yeah.
We can only register 25. Now, we know we're going to get rid of players, but another way to create that spot is to just carry the 2 that count towards the squad, carry 2 goalkeepers that count towards the squad.
So you're saying, do we roll the dice or do we not?
That's my, I mean, that's the, that's my question. It's just a curiosity. I was just curious what everybody thought.
It's a flip of the coin.
It is. It's a rolling dice.
I would risk it.
Ken, I want to play you at poker right now, because I'm excited to read. I'm like, he's just going with anything. But no, it's like, do we risk it? It's such. Yeah, because.
What do you think, Techie? What do you think? I want to hear your take on this.
The octopus has just said no. So
octopus.
That's a no. No, not at all. Because
it has 8 arms. Jesus Christ.
Again, Parky will be building for the future. So he will be looking at getting a young keeper in, because obviously Arthur's quite young. And let's not forget, right, until his injury, Callum Burton in many areas was as good, if not better, than Arthur.
I thought so too.
And the chances again of you losing both keepers simultaneously.
I was going to say exactly the same thing.
Do you clog up another position with a mid-30s, late 30s person who is probably just going to warm the bench, and he's not going to have the same influence in the dressing room that Mark Howard had, because Mark Howard had been there from the beginning and had that respect and had that whatever. And yes, if you got the likes of a Danny Ward in, I mean, I wouldn't get Danny Ward in because he's done. But if you got an ex-Premiership in as a third keeper, is his heart really going to be in it? Because he knows he's at the end of his career.
Can I make a suggestion? Can we get the Letter of the Yoda's husband and as the third keeper?
Why, Josh?
Have you not seen how good he is? I think it's Carius. Is it Carius? You guys have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
No idea. I'm lost.
Nope.
I'll look it up. Techie, go. You guys go.
Also, Techie, I want your thoughts. I really wanted to sign Fletcher as a striker coach. I wanted him to retire, and I wanted us to take him on board on the coaching staff. Would you have been in favour of that?
It's not what I think. It's what Fletcher wants.
I
Because
know.
players, great players, do not necessarily make great coaches. Two words: Wayne Rooney. He's an absolute disaster. Right?
Okay.
A great player, crap manager.
Yeah.
Well, okay, manager and coach is a different thing. A coach
Absolutely.
can, yeah.
Well,
Totally.
define that, Matt. You're gonna go. What's the definition behind the definition?
Oh, well, it's like if you're looking at Wayne Rooney as a manager, absolutely, he just can't. But I'm like controlling a position as a coach. That is a different role than an overall manager. Like
Massively so, Matt. 100%.
it is like you can be like the best striker coach or best goal coaching coach, but managing entire team and infrastructure is a different ball game. So it doesn't discard what they are capable of doing. It's just like, yeah, you give them the reins of doing everything. It's like they can be lost and they only, especially, it depends on the manager and their managing style. Like when it comes to that and your positions, everyone has a role.
But some players don't want to coach. I mean, imagine it, right? You are in the job that you're in, that you absolutely love going to work every day. You get paid fairly well for it. You know, you have incredible moments where thousands and thousands of people sing your name, and you can stand in front of these people and be lauded as, you know, some kind of savior, you know, and then suddenly you're in a role where you're sitting next to somebody who is getting all that, and you're thinking about the days when that used to happen to you. Some players don't want that.
That happened to my career too. Once you become management, you become obsolete. Don't worry about that. It's like, but you get used to it, and it's like your job is now to make sure all those good people are in the right position. That's the manager. You have to take your ego out of it.
Also get out while you're at the top. Get out while you're at the top as well. You know what I mean? Because there are players who have become coaches who have failed, and fans then start to dislike them and even hate them and say, "Oh yeah, he's crap, he's rubbish."
You want to be
at the top.
You want to be the Police Academy 3, Steve Gutenberg, you know, all in. You know, that's where you need to be on this.
So you want to be Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
But to my point, like Fletcher was saying, he had maximum one season left. Now, if you looked at the influence he had on other strikers in our squad, he definitely helped Palmer. If you watch the Jimmy Bag of Donuts Cup when Mo Farrell played, you could see Stephen Fletcher's imprint on Mo Farrell in the way he was starting to play. Yeah. And you are right that some players don't make good coaches, but having done both, I definitely see a great coach in Stephen Fletcher.
We'll see. Maybe because obviously his family still live in Scotland. Maybe he wants to coach in Scotland. He doesn't want to be hundreds of miles away from where his family is.
Yeah.
By the way, we got another one coming in. Artonium. You ready? I don't care if he's ready or not. Yep. Yeah. Give him a flash. What's up, Steve?
What's happening, guys?
You're not in the bathtub.
Yeah. So just want to make sure everyone knows that Welsh Techie is awesome.
Yeah.
I swear you two look alike.
Really?
Brothers from another mother, obviously.
Well, I can see it. I see it.
Maybe if I lean in a little bit.
You see, this kind of attractiveness, you know what I mean? This is the future of our,
I'm not disregarding
species.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. He does look handsome.
By the way, this is 2025 thirst trap for the upper 30s and 50s. There you go. A thirst trap.
Yeah, it's probably the two most, well, other than Ken, the two most handsome guys in this sixum.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
What do you got? What are you rolling in with, Ken, with your heel? What's going on? You got the heel. By the way, thank you for all the super chats. A fucking legend. I love you. I miss you, buddy. Yeah.
Well, thank you. And before Ken gets to talk about how great his hair is, I want to compliment the hoodie.
Yep.
The hot tub.
Yeah.
And I love Aaron.
I love Aaron too.
And now we're going to get to Ken's fabulous hair.
Yes.
I don't think it's that fabulous. I don't know how I keep getting that, but anyway, like this is
Ken,
get out of bed.
shut
do
the
this,
fuck up. You got lettuce of the season, and stop trying to be so humble.
Yeah.
If you think
Okay.
that's fabulous, guys, you should have seen the skunk he took it off. It was beautiful.
And then Josh, I'm going to go ahead and give you podcaster of the season.
Oh, there you go.
Because you've gone above and beyond, and you've killed it. Okay, no one else has done what you've done. Most everyone does edited bullshit once a week. You do it every day, and you miss a couple of days. Everyone misses a couple of days.
Unedited.
Okay.
Shoot the rehearsal.
But that's the truth of the matter, and that's why we love this channel, and that's why you're going to grow. And yes, we will get to 50,001.
Yeah, we got to do it.
Oh, that'll be this year for sure.
No,
we're going to do it. It's so going to happen. So I guess my whole point is coming in and saying, I love all the effort that all of you guys have put in. And Aaron, Hoodie,
Matt.
Don't worry, I'm new. Don't worry about me.
I know, but I like your effort. I like your effort. Wells Techie, Josh, dude, everyone put it, and there's been just a tremendous effort.
So you're giving a full shout out to Wrexham podcasts in fucking general, even with the bow tie off.
Yes. And that includes all of the people who are part of our community.
Yeah.
And you know, there's too many to name, but Marie at SoCal, Glenda. I mean, there's so many. And
anyone that got a membership off Steve too, make sure to thank him in the chat.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. This is the Steve part. Yeah. They too.
And I hate seeing gray. Okay.
Yeah. No gray.
I hate seeing gray.
Well,
so
Ken's gonna be doing some behind the paywall stuff. So there you go.
We've got some. I've sent the boys. The private message has gone out to the boys last night. Then I went to sleep. I'm sure they've all read it. We're going to talk more about that in post production.
I like how you said sure, Ken, just assuming that they probably didn't.
Yeah.
No, I know they did. And
on that note, too, yeah, Eat More Chips podcast, Race Course Ramble. Who else is out there? FID, all those guys. FID,
Me the wife,
in Wrexham.
Rob Ryan Red.
Rob Ryan Red. I mean, there's a whole community. Yeah.
Liam.
I missed one. There's one.
Liam Hall.
But there's only one. There's only one every day that shoots the rehearsal. And that's this podcast.
Holy shit. We have a newbie, by the way.
Oh,
we have a newbie.
Kick me out because I gotta go pee.
Please tell me it's Paul Mullin.
Tell us that. Yo, all right, go. Get out. You're out.
Okay, Matt.
All right.
Thanks, Matt.
I love you. I'm missing one. It is the Red Horde. Sorry, fucking Red Horde. Jesus.
Yeah.
Sure. Garrett, you're coming in.
Brilliant.
You're coming in hot. Be ready. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I don't know if you can. Oh, you can hear me.
Look at those tattoos. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm gonna have to hold my phone here, and I've got my closet in the background. I don't have a good background,
Okay.
so
Well,
I have not been
You're
listening
muted.
to what you guys have been saying. I'm muted. Okay, wait.
No, you're good.
No, you're good. No, you can hear. We can hear.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
worry.
You're good.
You're saying nothing.
No.
Don't worry.
So sorry. I'm like cleaning. I'm in my toilet cleaning clothes right now. But yeah, I haven't been listening to a thing you guys have been saying because I've been trying to figure out how to allow my camera and mic to work.
Okay.
So the calendar I would like to see. I want Ken, Matt L, Techie, and I want Luke Polymath. He's one of my favorite guys. So sorry guys, sorry Josh and Aaron. You guys keep it with your wife.
I just work there.
Losers.
I mean, call producer Ann. Hey, I'm totally fucking fired. Okay, she's good with that.
What?
Great. Yeah. Okay. All right, Sarah.
Yeah.
this is your debut, and obviously,
Yes.
Barton is had his say real quick. Where are you from? Where are you watching from? How do you find the channel? I love the fucking tattoos. And
what? What about tattoos? Oh, I have a lot. Let's see. Omaha, Nebraska. Born and raised in Los Angeles. This was like,
origin story. Let's go.
Yeah. Born and raised in Los Angeles. Moved here. Said, oh my God, I'm in Mars in the Midwest. Moved to New Orleans. Blah, blah, blah. I'm back here. Met the love of my life. Sorry, Ken. And I just found the documentary on FX. And I didn't realize that I could watch the games. And once I figured that out, so I've been absolutely obsessed.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think
I'm happy
about
that you the love of your life, Sarah? I can be the lust of your life.
Yeah.
You could be the what?
the lust of your life.
The lust of it. Yeah. Well, he's in the next room. Let's not say that too loud.
You just drowned Welsh Techie, and Steve Barton's like, what the shit? And Aaron's like, oh no. Oh,
Good Lord.
Good Lord. Good Lord. Wow. Welcome to the show. I love it.
Yeah. Hi.
How long you been following? You said Wrexham for a bit. What do you make sorry, I'm gonna ask you a poignant question. Do you think Dalby's gonna screw Mullin out of his position, maybe to leave?
No.
No.
Come on.
Okay.
No, it's Mullin. I mean, they're gonna have to come up with someone spectacular so that everyone isn't heartbroken. They've got to make up for that if they get rid of him.
Yeah.
Hello, Hip Karma.
They have karma. Awesome.
So who's your? I mean, how do you think? Let's get a quick summation of.
God, I look like a slop.
How you think we'll go, sir? Do you think we'll go well this season? Who's been your favourite player so far? All the good stuff.
Fletcher, but I guess he's irrelevant now. Favorite player? I don't know. Are they getting rid of Longman? He wouldn't be my favorite, but I just have a feeling. Kind of like I had a feeling about Max Muncy on the Dodgers. Hit a few home runs this last week, so I'm telling you, I know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how do you think we'll go this season?
Oh, God. I was really negative at the beginning of this last season. Try not to be negative, but we're going to be in Champions League for a while.
You think
That's
so?
kind of, yeah.
You think we'll be in the championship? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, championship's fun to watch and, one of the best leagues. And I don't know. I don't think we can handle Premier yet unless we get a budget of about like $100 million or something like that.
Right.
But I guess that's what it's all about, is buying new players and, in with the new, out with the old. And it's heartbreaking. But
should we go around the horn? And Sarah's the newbie. She's doing the origin story. Someone. So Ken had a question. Aaron, Techie.
Why are you bright red, Ken? I see you. You are bright red.
That's my natural complexion.
No, I think it's because I showed up.
Bunnies.
What?
It is definitely because you showed up, but it is my natural.
Ken likes bunnies.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's my nickname, and I'll tell you why. I was pretty punk rock as a teenager, and I had this bunny hat, floppy ears, red plaid lined, and I got it when I was a kid. When I shaved my head, it fit perfectly. So I'd wear that to all the punk rock shows, and they called me Bunny, or Little Baby Punk Rock Girl, which I was always about 10 years younger than everybody. So
I love it. Save Techie. Yeah. By the way, save Techie. Techie might be drowning. I don't know. He's okay.
Oh, come on. Yeah. I saw you earlier and you're doing these things with your hands. I don't know. It was kind of freakish. That's why I said Techie's getting sexy. You were doing something. Yeah. See?
No,
it's hard to tell what you're doing.
I'm just enjoying the conversation and splashing in the tub.
Me with my knowledge.
Sarah, my question for you.
You're a fan.
Who is your favourite Wrexham player ever? Ever that you've seen?
That's hard. Now, if we're going purely by talent, God, I can't But Fletcher, it's got to be Oh no, sorry, McLean. He's my guy.
Okay.
It's your guy. I would
Till
say
the end.
McLean.
I'm gonna watch him box old people when he's in retirement. Like, yeah, I know that he's gonna go at some point, but it makes me sad. Everyone is giggling.
Oh no,
It's the worst. It's the worst bit about loving a player, because my favorite player.
It is.
My favorite player is Joey Jones. Joey Jones hasn't played for Wrexham in 30 years, but I never forget the day when he put that shirt on for the last time in his testimonial. I cried like I've never cried before. And you never get that back. You never get that love affair back with your favorite player. There might be another one that comes along, but it's like your first love. You will never truly love a player like you love your first player, and that's the thing to hold on.
That's the Irishman.
From that point of view,
it's the Irishman.
He is incredible.
Steve Barton's.
But I'm new to all of this. I played soccer as a kid, like for a long time. I was terrible. I barely knew the rules, and so
but
I already lost my train of thought. You're laughing. What are you giggling at, Al?
This is why I just love the summer. I love the summer shows because they're absolutely off the wall. Who's that in the background?
Me?
Barton. No, Barton.
No, it's Steve.
Who you got in the background?
Steve Barton's becoming like a mushroom loose. Like Steve Barton's losing it.
Steve's lost it.
Come here. Come here, Gerald. Come here.
Jill.
Yeah, come here. Here he is.
My dog is from hell. Oh, it's a child.
Hey, what's your
His
name?
name is
How do you
Gerald.
like sitting with that guy?
Hey, buddy.
He's 9 years old. His name is Gerald.
Hey, Gerald. How you doing?
He's out. He's out. He ain't got time for these guys.
We had time for this.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
Oh my God. Well, Sarah, we love you coming in.
I'll have fun.
Yeah. What do you think of what do you think of what do you think we're going to be doing next year? Do you have any idea? Think we'll be okay? Think we're going to go up? What do you think? They're going to go for it?
We're not. I don't think we're going to go up, but you're more positive than I am. I think it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm in love with Wrexham, and I just do not give a shit what happens because I'm loyal. I'll watch till the end. They could drop back down to third. I don't care.
Right there.
You
right
know.
There. That's all you need to be.
I don't care.
Do
Just
do
and
that.
you
Just
know,
say,
and
I don't care. Just love the club. Everything else doesn't matter.
Yeah, love the club.
And Techie was saying something earlier about, with the joy and the sorrow and, all the emotion and that you have invested. I mean, this is your whole life that you've loved this team. And, I cried when we got promoted. And part of it was because of all of you. I mean, all the crap you've been through. It's just, it's just amazing. I should be who's the empathy person on Star Trek? I'm one of those. No, but it just brings me joy. And
I think there's definitely something to all the communities that all the podcasts and the show and everything too. Everyone puts all the energy into it too. It's kind of something special, which is why I know there's a lot of crossover, which is great. So I get that too. Yeah. Oh, somebody left. Who left? Oh, we lost him.
Oh, we lose Techie?
I have a question.
His wife probably ran out, and his wife probably knocked
too hot
him
for
over
the hot
head.
tub.
Yeah. Barton's got a question. Go on.
I would like to know if your feelings would change if Ken shaved his hair.
No. Come on. Ken is number one. He's my number one. I don't care. Put on 200 pounds. I'm telling you. Doesn't matter. I'm devoted to Wrexham. I'm devoted to Ken.
This is amazing. This is
Don't be jelly, boys. Don't be jelly.
I'm jelly. I'm jelly.
Are you ready for
No,
the
but
best?
I want you on the calendar too. Don't you? I mean, I don't know if anybody could see my response to Steve. Yeah, I want you on the calendar, Mad Al, and
Can I make
Eh,
it
It
count?
should definitely
Tacky.
be on the calendar, though, right?
Who?
Ken,
Ken.
I got the front
Ken?
cover.
Ken's on the front of the calendar.
And then there's gonna be like a special like fold out that you know, just
Ken's
like the special
centerfold.
edition.
Ken's the
And if you can
centerfold.
get that fold, the centerfold, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
What month
Centerfold.
do you think Ken
Yeah.
is going to be on the calendar? December, October, April?
Every 3 months
Oh my.
or every 4 months. Every 3
Oh,
months.
I think we need some inspiration. That when we're there.
Should we do a local
We
calendar?
want to put all of our energy into it. What month would that be? What do you think?
I mean,
Whatever that month is,
My
Ken is
birthday
that
month
month
is January.
because he's the inspiration.
yeah.
Well,
that
there
would
you
be-
go, January.
Oh,
Okay.
went absolutely
Yeah.
fucking parachute there. Well, shit. Well, we did.
But I want Ken wearing chaps.
Oh,
Not you, Josh. I don't want to see you in chaps. I want to see
Who's
Ken in chaps.
The scary part is I got a pair of chainsaw chaps.
Aaron,
Oh
help me.
my.
Aaron, helping you.
No, I'm good. You're doing just fine.
Good. Well, all right. Sarah, we love you. Here's the deal. Here's what's
Yes.
going to happen. You're going to
Okay.
get us out of here. That's what's going to happen.
I'm what?
You're going to get us out of here.
I'm doing what?
You're going to
Oh
get us out.
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do the sniper
Actually, you
first,
know
yeah.
what? Here's the deal. You know how you do it. 1, 2.
Ken is a bombshell, and on that bombshell. See you later.
Good Lord.